everybody, and welcome to Storm Reads. And today I'm going to be talking about my weekly wrap up. So it's the books that I read during the 19th through the 25th. And I read 4 books, and I thought that was pretty good because actually I've been reading like on a ton of different books, and so actually finishing 4 books I felt very accomplished. And so the first one I'm going to talk about is Murder at the Royal Botanical Gardens by Andrea Penrose. Finally got this one done. I got to make time for it. I really enjoyed this one. It is about Rexford and Sloane. They meet in the first book, and their relationship has kind of progressed, and so I don't want to touch too much on that because I don't want to spoil anything. But in this one, they are visiting the Royal Botanic Gardens, and somebody is murdered. It looks like he might have just had heart problems, and that's what happened. But one of the guys noticed something and went to get Rexford because Rexford's valet, because he's Lord Rexford, his valet has been talking a lot about how good he is at solving crimes. Maybe talked a little too much, at least that's what Rexford thinks, and they wanted him to come and look at the murder scene or whatever it is, and so he also sees some things and doesn't think that it might, but he doesn't want to get involved. Charlotte doesn't want to get involved, and he doesn't want to get involved. They just want to kind of have some time together and not have to be involved in a murder. You know, and they just don't want to be involved in anything. They just kind of want to kind of relax from that stuff. But their moral compasses are a lot alike, which is why they get along, even though Lady Charlotte, when he first met her, she was not exactly Lady Charlotte because she had married somebody beneath her, and her family had kind of pushed her away and shunned her. And so she was living really meekly, and she is a writer, or an artist, and she does satire, and that's how they meet, because she does some satire about Lord Rexford involved in a murder in like the first one, and that's how they meet, because her name on there is A.J. Sloane, so he thought it was a guy, and it ends up being a lady. So yeah, so their relationship progression has been kind of fun. A lot of banter, a lot of fun banter. I always say, I think if you like the Veronica Speedwell series, then you would probably like this series. And this is number 5 in the series, and it kind of had an ending feeling, but I hope it's not. But if it is, it ended well, but I hope it's not. But I really enjoyed it, and I gave it 5 stars. It's one of my favorite historical mystery series, so I think everybody should read it. And then I listened to Spy School Goes South. This is by Stuart Gibbs. It is number 6, I believe. Yeah, 6 in the Spy School series. And this one has, Ben has been trying to bring down this evil group called Spider. They've been also wanting him to become part of the evil people, and he doesn't want to. He's a good guy. He doesn't want to be the bad guy. And they don't like that, and he's kind of thwarted their plans a few times. And so they're really mad at him right now. And so now they're wanting to try to take him down. And in the last one, they almost did it, but he has survived. And in this one, Murray is a spider. He used to be at the school, the CIA school, but now he's a bad guy. And he is pretty much Ben's nemesis. And he's been captured, and he wants to do a tell-all, and he was hoping that if he tells everything about Spider, that they will let him go, but he will only talk to Ben, and he knows where Spider's like lair is or whatever, but he only will go with Ben. So Ben is roped back into having to deal with Spider and everything, and it's just supposed to be him and Erica. It's really hush-hush kind of a situation, and nobody else is supposed to really know about it. But of course, Ben's friends can figure out things, and so Zoe and Mike end up kind of stowing away on the airplane, and then when they are headed to Mexico, they find out that there were some bad guys on the plane that were also supposed to be part of the CIA. So they have some more moles and some more people infiltrating to find out how wide a span that spider is. And so they end up crashing, and so they have to survive that and try to figure out what Spider is going to be doing and try to bring down Spider again. And it's just, like I said, it's funny. I give it 3 stars. It's a solid 3-star kind of series. It's cute, it's quirky, but it's nothing like, wowing about it. It kind of reminds me a little bit, I always say this, of like Get Smart, because a lot of times they kind of stumble through how they bring down the bad guys, and yeah, it's just fun. And then I read or listened to Delphine and the Silver Needle by Alissa Moon. This is number 1 in the Delphine and the Silver Needle series. That's a mouthful. And basically this is Cinderella, is like the story of Cinderella is sort of happening, but it's in like the background of the story. And this is about Delphine, who is a mouse that's kind of in with the it's not like I don't think she's quite a castle mouse, but she's like around that. But anyway, her family are like the ones that make like the gowns and things like that for, like Cinderella and things, and help with that kind of stuff. And she has been asked to come to the castle because the princess wants her to make a gown for her, and so she is all excited about this. And when she gets there, she meets this other mouse who is a royal mouse, and I can't remember his name. I think it was Alex, I think. Anyway, he's kind of cute and funny because he thinks he's way more macho and everything that he really is, and Delphine has to save his butt a couple of times on their adventure. But she finds this silver needle, and it's kind of calls to her. And see, she is an orphan mouse, so she has no idea like of her background or where she came from. Her parents that raised her, they adopted her and brought her in and raised her. They don't have a clue, but she has this silver needle, and there is an adventure about the threaded ones, and they're like some kind of like, I guess, kind of folklore for the mice or whatever. And she gets these clues, and they go through, and her and Alex are trying to figure out where she come from and why all of a sudden her whiskers turned like silver, and just some things are happening. And then you have the evil people, which are the rats. You have Midnight. He is leader of the rats, and he wants that needle, and he will do whatever it takes to get that needle, even if he has to kill all the mice to get to it. So she's trying to protect this mice, protect the people, and or not the people, but I guess the other the other mice in the mice land. I don't know, but anyway, yeah. So it is just kind of a cute Disney-esque kind of book. It was published by Disney, so it definitely has a Disney feel to it. And I give it 4 stars. I thought it would. And then I also listened to Shelved Under Murder by Victoria Gilbert, and this is the second book in the Blue Ridge mystery series. And I felt a little off with this one. I can tell that it has been a while since I listened to the first book, and I couldn't really remember much about the characters. And excuse me, but my allergies are bothering me, and my nose is really itching. And anyway, there is a heritage festival. I can't speak. There is a heritage festival going on, and Amy, who is the library director, is not real thrilled to have to put on a 2-day kind of yard sale or whatever, but it is for the library. It's how they get their funds, and they do this during the heritage festival, since there are going to be all kinds of people out. That way they can get a lot of extra funds that way, maybe. And what she does find is the dead body of a local artist, and this sort of throws her into the whole world of paintings and forgeries and stolen art and all kinds of stuff. and she has to try to figure this out along with her boyfriend Richard, who is, I believe, a dance instructor, which I thought was very different. He's not the policeman or has anything to do with any of that kind of stuff. He's a dance instructor, and so that was kind of good. I like that. Every now and then we find one where the main character doesn't fall for the local police chief or detective or whatever. And so yeah, I have enjoyed it. I give it 3 stars. I think if I keep going with this series and get myself going back into it, I think I will like it. I remember liking the first one. It's just been so long ago, I just wasn't connecting very well with the characters. But I am going to continue on with the series in hopes that I will enjoy it as it progresses a little bit more. And so that's all the books that I have currently read. I'm going to go ahead and put in the books that I am also working on for this week, because I have a lot of videos going to be coming out, and so I didn't want to split this up, so I'm just going to go ahead and put it together. I am currently reading The Devil's Workshop by Alex Grisham. I know you guys have seen this on here quite a few times, so I will not talk about it too much, but I would like to say that I am making good progress. I only have this much left, so I should be able to finish this week, and I'm enjoying it, but it's probably not a favorite one of the series. Probably my least favorite of it. This is book 3 in the Scotland Murder Squad, but I am liking it. I do like Inspector Day and Sergeant Hammersmith. They're 2 of my favorite characters that are in here, and so I do like kind of being back in their world. It is historical mystery around the Jack the Ripper time period and everything, and yeah, I am also still currently reading this one. I don't think I'll have it finished by the end of the month. It was supposed to be on my series September, but yeah, I had to take it off because yeah, it wasn't going to happen. But I am 85 pages into it and everything, but it's just the writing style is just not me. It's too much of this block style and everything with the really large like paragraphs and stuff with hardly any dialogue, or if there is dialogue, it's inside it. You can't see it very well, but like the dialogue is inside the big blocks, and I just don't like that. Don't like it. But at the same time, I do want to see how it ends and see how this guy solves the crime, because this is the first in a Gervais Finn series, and he's a professor at Oxford, and he doesn't really like being that, like, he likes solving crimes, but the detective in the story likes English and literature and likes to do that and write papers, so it's like their roles are reversed. So I'm just kind of curious to see how it goes. So I do read, like, I don't know, a couple pages or so a day just to kind of keep myself going. But yeah, it's probably going to roll over into October. Which I already have way too many things for October, which you will see coming up. It's crazy. But that's how my life rolls right now. I do believe I'm taking November and December off of readathons if I can, because yeah, I need some time to relax at the end of the year. I am also listening to Fatal Family Ties by C.S. Perkins, and this is the 3rd book in the Ancestry Detective series, I believe. It's pretty good. It's different. I like it because it's different. It's not a fun, like, cozy, but it is cozy. It is a cozy mystery, but it's not like one of those fun cozies. It's definitely a lot more serious. It involves Lucy. I believe her name is Lucy. I believe. Yeah, I think so. There's so many of those with the same names that I get confused. But I think her name is Lucy Lancaster. I don't know. We're just going to go with Lucy. And she is a genealogist, and she owns her own place with a couple of others. They have, like, their own, like, business, and she gets hired out by people who want to know more about their ancestors, especially if there's a mystery involved. like one, there was uh, a lot of times it's like if I think the first one there was like a senator or something involved, and it had something to do with some bad thing that happened with his ancestors, and it could ruin his like run for like the Senate or something. She gets involved in like those kind of things. And then the second book, it had to do with her own family and her grandfather, who was actually like a spy, and some things that happened then, and she learned a lot more about her own ancestry. And then this one here, a lady that she used to work with at another library wants her to look into her ancestry because somebody came out with an article accusing one of her ancestors, of being a coward in the Civil War. And so she's wanting her to look through everything and find out what exactly happened. She doesn't believe it, but she wants to know because his name is on like a school and some other things, and they're wanting to take his name off of things and stuff. And so she's wanting, to preserve her family history and wanting to know if there's any validation to what that lady was saying. And yeah, so it's kind of like that. And then there usually somebody ends up dead, and Lucy ends up trying to figure it out, and somebody always tries to warn her off and tell her not to do it. And she has her love interest in this is actually a FBI agent, so it's still the same as a detective of some sort, except a little higher up. But yeah, I enjoy it. It's a little slower paced. It's not quite as fun and fluffy and cozy maybe as a lot of other cozy mysteries that I read, but it's still enjoyable. I am also listening to The Final Twist by Jeffrey Devers. This is the third book in the Colton Shaw series. I say series hoping that it wasn't a trilogy, but I mean, when you have the name The Final Twist, it kind of makes me feel like it's a trilogy, and I hope it isn't because I really like this series. And Colton Shaw is a guy who deals in like missing persons a lot. He always gets involved. He's kind of a man for hire. If you have a reward for somebody who is missing, he will like contact you and be like, I will find that person for this money that you are wanting. That's how he kind of works. He's a man that works for the bounty or the reward or whatever it is on whoever's missing. And his father was killed, I think, a long time ago, and there's like this mystery surrounding his father. His brother is missing as well, but he thinks in the back of his young mind from when he was younger, he thinks that his brother might have killed their father, and he's always been trying to figure out, and there's been some clues so it's like an overreaching arc, so you really need to start with the first book. And so now we're into the nitty-gritty in this one of him trying to solve the mystery behind his father, and also dealing with the current case or whatever that he is in. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm 26% into it, so I haven't got like into it real well yet, but so far I am interested in it. Some things have happened and it's like, ooh, okay. And so yeah, I'm really enjoying it. And so that, and I think that's pretty much everything that I'm currently reading, and I hope to get through all of this. And I forgot one. I don't have a picture of it. I'll put it here. I am also reading The School Between Winter and Fairyland by Heather Fawcett, and I'm about 60% into it, I think. And so that one and this one I have to get done by the end of this month because they are part of readathons that I am in. The Heather Fawcett one is for Magical Readathon. It's the last book I need to finish on that. This is for Series September, so I need to get it done. And so those are the ones I'm concentrating on. If any of the other ones get done during the week also, then yay. I do want to start this book and try to get it done before October hits, but if I'm still in the middle of it, I'll just have to carry it on over to October. But I do want to start the Renegade Reporters by Alissa Brent Wiseman. I just got this off of Overdrive. I'm excited. It was one of my anticipated reads, and one of the ladies with the Killing Time with Cozies group was reading it, and I was like, oh yeah, I wanted to read that one, so I popped it in here in hopes that I can get it done before the end of the week. We'll see. But yeah, sorry, this was kind of a chaotic mess of things, but I wanted to kind of lump it all together and everything so you can kind of see what I read, what I'm currently reading, what I'm hoping to get done for the rest of September, and it'll probably go a little bit into October since, September ends on the Thursday, I think. So I think Friday's the 1st, so yeah. So I have till Thursday to try to get these 2 done, and then try to get everything else that I want to get done in September before October hits, because oh my goodness, my October TBR is like exploding as we speak. It's huge, and it's a mess. But you'll see that later whenever I do my TBRs for that. Yeah, you'll see. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.